They are more than just a group, they're a family. They stand for freedom, for patriotism. They stand for one another, protecting our nation, protecting our country, standing for what's right no matter what. And they're always united. That's what impresses me. When they put their heart into something, we're going to get it done. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what giant may be against us. But if we stand united, we're going to beat that giant. And that's what the Deplorables is to me. Thank you.
I'm Terry Anderson. I'm with Patriots at Large. I'm a local Dallas-Fort Worth resident. I've been out kind of fighting the Patriot fight for the last 12 months or so. Been to D.C. a few times, 3 times, for the rallies and stuff there. Man, I think it's just so important.
You didn't go inside, did you?
No, never did. And
that's
so
why we still see you.
That's exactly right. No, but we were right there at the gates, man. I'm telling you, it was a lot different than what mainstream media is portraying it to be. So, I'll just tell you, you guys, all we're doing with our group, Patriots at Large, is encouraging other groups and other people just to stay in the fight, stay in action, just get out there and have your voice heard. We cannot just sit back idly right now with everything that's going on, because if we do, we're going to get railroaded right out of this country. Our country's not going to be anything like it was before. So, guys, I just encourage you to stay focused, stay busy. I'm just a local guy. I'm just a guy that felt convicted to do something about this, and we all are just guys, or we're gals, or whatever. So it's not just me, it's not just Jeff, it's every one of us has to get involved, have a voice, and have our voice heard. And if we just sit back on our computer, or we sit back in our house on our couch, man, our country is going to get stolen right out from underneath us. So all I can do is tell you guys just to stay in the fight, keep going. I'm so happy to be part of this, and thanks, Jeff, for interviewing me. And be strong, Patriots at Large.
Hey, you got a good funny joke or anything cool?
Well, let's see. So, I heard about Paxton when he said that he should have took the phone call from Trump, but he was in the shower, and I said, hey, he should have just grabbed it naked, Paxton. I mean, Trump would have understood, right? So
you push FaceTime, really make him impressed.
Exactly. No, but we just love this thing, man. There's so many funny stories. Trump trained to D.C. and back. You want to talk about a bunch of stories, sticking stickers up on hotel rooms that say Trump 2020, and I probably shouldn't say that. It wasn't me that did that. I saw some people do that. No.
Don't worry, I've stuck plenty 2020
right.
stickers all over the place.
Right. No, we just had a great time working with people, meeting people like you. We've been able to travel to Laredo. The things that I've seen, if they don't embolden you to do something about our country, you've got to get out there and see what's going on, or you'll never understand. So, anyways, guys, be bold, be strong.
Hey, I get the pleasure of meeting here with Jocko. He just finished his race. Can you tell us about yourself?
I'm Stephen Jocko. I ran for Tarrant County College, District 3, which is all of North Arlington, Euless, a little bit of Bedford. And I was running because of my business. I'm actually building out a property for transitioning military into technology, to live, study, and graduate into technology. So I thought running for the Tarrant County College would be a great fit. I could do the same program for civilians.
Wonderful. Thank you for running.
Thank you.
So did you win your race?
I didn't win.
That's okay.
But it's my first rodeo.
All right.
And I learned how to ride. I got to see inside the box. And so there's a lot of takeaways from that. I think as a person that believes in a smile on my face, I come with positivity first. I don't look at race, I don't look at religion, I don't look at anything. I look at just having a great, I'm a preacher's kid, so I'm a little bit of a rebel without a cause. But I want to be out there, and I want to, I'm the hugger. And what I've noticed about myself, and with another partner of mine, that is I want to be the uniter of these different groups. I want to be the floater to go to these groups and go and say, hey, what is your platform? What is your platform? Can we find some common ground?
Yes.
And then I have an accountability-driven platform to keep everybody accountable. And that's what we're going to do.
So would you suggest people run for office after knowing what you know, being inside a little bit? How would you speak to those who are thinking about running for an office?
I think running for office, you have to get counsel first. You got to believe, you got to have people behind you to believe in you. One candidate one time said endorsements don't matter. They don't matter too much to the voters. But what it does matter, it matters to the candidates. That gives you the intangible spirit to run every morning and get up. I did not get some of that from my Tarrant County GOP, and I was very disappointed in that. I learned a lesson from that though, and now I want to help them, encourage other people to run, because I want to give power to those people to run, but I also want to call them out and say, you might not want to run because you don't have that enthusiasm. So,
well, thank you so much, Jocko,
thank
and
you.
we look forward
Love
to
you
hearing
guys.
from you in the future.
Love
when
you,
you run again.
DFW Deplorables. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, my name is Kelly Burke, Arlington resident for 20 years, super conservative, traditional conservative, American patriot, and fighting a good fight. So I'm guessing you mean by deplorable some of these people that they kick to the side because they love this country. And if that's what it means, then that's who I believe that I am. So I believe that walking in those shoes in these days, you're ostracized and you're ridiculed and you're called stupid in a lot of circles. But I believe that's what it takes. If you look at it, it's the same life that Christ and the apostles lived, being on coming against a system and saying that what you believe is corrupted. And we've come to tear all of it down and teach you a new way of life. And I believe that that's where we are right now in this time that we're living in. I believe that this system is corrupt. And I believe that God has raised us up and woke us up, the real woke crowd, to speak out against it. And so I believe that I fit right in with this group of people. And I think that Trump came and signified it and woke it up. Conservatism, patriotic people already existed. These groups and organizations have already been here, or movements, better yet, have already been here. But we saw Trump wake up a lot of people that were afraid. He came as a spokesperson to say, don't be afraid, I'm here and let's fight this fight together. So although we lost that front, we did not lose the war because he woke up a lot of people. And so we're here right now today at this event because of that man waking us up and people not being afraid to speak out against what's going on right now. So I'm using my voice. I just ran for mayor of Arlington, lost yesterday. Got 2,289 votes. The winner won by 15,000 votes. So I came in 4th place, but that was my first run, so I feel really confident about it. Not gonna say it was any foul play going on or anything, but that was a lot of number of votes. But I do feel confident that I do have a clear path of direction, and God is opening up doors for me in this arena. And so I believe the most important thing for people like us, the deplorable ones, is for you to lend your voice. If you're doing that through social media, if you're doing that through spreading the word through friends, if you're doing that through information and educating people in your personal circle or your personal space, or you're going a step in making podcasts and videos like this channel is doing, whatever it takes and whatever you have to do, get your voice out there and let the truth come out that we're here to stay, and we're taking back this country. All right, you plan on running for another position?
Yeah, I do. Unless God sends me a different direction, 2022, I'll run again. And so it's kind of up in the air. County judge, city council, something like that. Maybe Congress one day. I don't know. So, but right now, I'm going to just focus on speaking, getting the message out there, and pursuing the truth coming out in America. So, social media platforms, I am Kelly R. Burke on all platforms, Instagram and Facebook, YouTube as well. YouTube is Kelly Burke the Mayor, and that's how you find me. So, you gotta stand. We're in a war right now? Yes! Does everybody understand that we're in a war right now? Yes! It's a spiritual war, though. We're not fighting physically, it's spiritual. But we are prepared if it goes physical, right? Amen. And so since it's spiritual, we have to fight with our minds, educating people. Wherever you go, in every circle that you're in, you have to keep pushing the truth. In fact, let me tell you something that blew my mind. I walked up to a polling location to go hand some flyers to one of my volunteers, and guess who walks up? My aunt. And she gets handed some information by somebody on another campaign. And I looked, I said, oh, what are you doing? She said, I'm volunteering for her. But I wasn't upset about it. I told the young lady, this is my aunt. But I'm walking off. In my mind, I said, God, this is how serious it is. That even when your own family members don't support you because of your beliefs. And we're talking about church people. We're talking about people that say they love God. If you love God, if you believe in God and God's church, if you believe in the Bible, if you believe in the Constitution and Christianity, then we should be on the same side, correct?
Hi, I'm here with Chad Prather. Chad Prather, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am, 48 years old. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. I think. A lot of people, they say, well, we don't know who you are. And I'm like, well, get in line. It's like, vote right there. But no, I'm a Texan, and I believe in Texas. I love Texas. The state has been good to me. I'm running for governor in 2022. And hoping that as a Republican, primary Greg Abbott, a lot of reasons for that. I believe that we're not as free as we need to be. Everything, as Sam Houston said, that you gotta govern wisely and as seldom as possible, which to me means government's gonna get around the world. Just let us govern ourselves. So that's been my mission. It's been my passion for a lot of years. I'm a social media guy. I've been on there doing a lot of videos. I've done shows for Blaze TV, and that has been the foundation of everything.
So speaking about freedom, we are talking about all these COVID passes, all this mandated vaccinations. What is your stand on that as far as like, should anybody be mandated to have a vaccine? Or
To say that someone is mandated to say that somebody doesn't have true liberty, right? If the government is reaching into my life, whether it's the state level, the local level, or the federal level, or even the 2.5 million unelected bureaucrats that are in Washington, D.C. telling me what I have to do, then I'm not truly free. So no mandates, no masks, no shutdowns, no great state was built on those things. Texas is a great state. We can't build a great culture. We can't build a great future. We can't build a great state. We certainly aren't free if those are our focus. So we got to take those things away, and we got to stop making this idea of well, let's just say it this way: the virtue signaling that comes from all that people say, well, I've either gotten my vaccine or I'm wearing my mask. I see these masks littering the streets all over the place, and I have a pretty funny euphemism about I always know where the sheep have been because they're leaving a trail, right? And so we've got to stop that. We've got to unmandate Texas, let people go back to work. And if you think just because Greg Abbott came out and said we're going to stop the mandates, we're going to open back up to 100%, that this battle is over, it's not. A lot of my great friends, these 51%ers, these bars and these venues that make 51% of their income from alcohol sales, they're still in court. They're still fighting. They're going broke trying to keep their businesses open. The TABC has been coming after them, and this is a bad look for Texas. This is a bad look. We may not still be a republic, but we need to act like one. And to do that means we legislate ourselves, we make our own decisions, we protect ourselves, and we're free. People should emulate us in every way.
Amen. I agree with you completely. What about schools? Everybody's worried about the CDC guidelines and all of our small businesses also requiring employees to do these things while we're free in our homes and whatnot. But what do you say about public schools and the children that are?
So there's a couple of things there. One, this dictatorial mandate nonsense is crazy. I mean, the fact when I drive past the school and I see kids out at recess and they're wearing a mask, that's insanity. The world is upside down. What I want to do, first of all, I want to abolish the STAR test. And you didn't ask this question, but I'm going to give it to you.
I wanted the vaccination question. Completely solid.
I'll do that. But I want to let teachers go back to teaching, testing, evaluating, take the reins off of them and let them truly educate. In order to do that, we have got to stop these mandates. We're just adding more and more pressure to our educators in the public school system. That's making them check all these boxes that are necessary. These mandates, these vaccinations, these things, they gotta go. It plain and simple.
People want to be vaccinated.
If you want to do it, I believe in vaccine choice. If you want to pump it into your body, go do that. Put whatever you want in your body. I'm enough libertarian to say that if you're not hurting somebody else, you can do whatever you want to do.
But that's the language that we're using today, whereas you're saying if you're not hurting anybody else, but then you hear that we're actually hurting people or could be literally killing people if we are not vaccinated. Well, that's not.
And there's no science to back it up. Contrary to what people say or what they accuse you of on Facebook, there's no science to back that up.
And even if there was,
Listen, it's still your choice because you're free. And I'll go on record as saying Anthony Fauci, Dr. Fauci, is the biggest con man that's ever been foisted on America in all of history. And the guy doesn't know. He spins a wheel every day to determine what his talking points are going to be. There is no science to back it up. Do we mask? Do we unmask? Can we wear a mask outside if we've been vaccinated? Or is it okay to dine on a patio somewhere? This is nonsense. This is not the conversation Texas needs to be having. This is almost like we're stepping into a fairy tale that has nightmarish proportions. You've got to get away from that stuff. Stop using the vernacular of the woke culture that is making compliance a law. I'm not complying to anybody. There's a woman in there that has a Glock 19 stuck in her bra. This is by God, Texas.
Yeah.
That is freedom. I'm happy she's here.
Amen. Well, and are there more?
Oh, I could talk all day, but listen, PrayThrough2022.com. Please do.
Got our vote. Deplorable.
Thank you very much.
Texas is not right now. Someone said to me, you just want to keep Texas red. You're damn right I do. I spoke with a mayoral candidate, and I won't say who, in Fort Worth the other day, who said, we've got to bring it to the center and represent the people in the center. We got to bring people to the center. And I said, we're so far left right now that we don't know what the center is. We've got to embrace conservative values. And right now, folks, we're not conserving anything. Big government is draining us of resources, draining us of our heritage, stealing our history. And let me tell you something, right now, history is still being written. And I tell people, as an individual, you need to know who you are. That's identity. Identity helps you define where you're going. That's destiny. And when you leave or when you embrace destiny, you'll leave a legacy. Now that applies to individuals, and it also applies to the state. We don't know who we are anymore. Sarah said it so well. We're being out-Texased. They are out-Texasing us in other states. People say to me, you need to be more like Kristi Noem in South Dakota. You need to be more like Ron DeSantis in Florida. South Dakota doesn't have its own toast. There's no waffle irons in the shape of Florida. We put our flag on a bikini and float down to Guadalupe when the governor lets us. Last year, I was in South Dakota. I was sitting there having a glass of wine, and I was talking with Donald Trump Jr. And we were waiting for his father to come speak at Mount Rushmore the following night. And I opened up my phone and I saw a notification that our governor here in the great state of Texas handed down yet again another mask mandate. And I don't know if it's because I was sitting next to a Trump or drinking wine, but I jumped on Twitter and I said, I'm running for governor in 2022 in the state of Texas. But I believe in this state. I believe in our history. I believe in our legacy. A state where we never, since 1800, even as a republic and before we became a republic, since 1800, the state of Texas has never mobilized more than 1,000 fighting men at any given time. We became a nation with less than 1,000 fighting men. Today, we are fighting a grassroots campaign. That's another way of saying we're broke. That's another way of saying we need help. We need to marshal forces. And back in the 1800s and the 1830s, there were men who came from Kentucky and men who came from Tennessee and men who came from Virginia. There were men who came from Georgia. There were men who came from Alabama. There were people who came from all across the states because they wanted to fight, because they believed in what Texas stood for. There was an encroachment of dictatorship from Santa Ana. And those people believed that Texas mattered. And they came and they fought. We are the last state that is holding the flag of liberty in America right now. I just sit there and listen and try to learn from what this guy's doing. But you realize how close he came to losing to a cretin like Andrew Gillum? He almost lost. Imagine where Florida would be there. We have a lot of rumors that are out there right now. Who's going to run in 22? We have a governor that honestly at 25 years of political experience has never truly been challenged by a conservative. There are going to be people who step up, and I hope they do. I don't want to get into the frivolous malarkey of a guy from Hollywood who's truly born in Texas, raised in Texas, like Matthew McConaughey, who's going to come in here and listen. Don't come at me and say he doesn't know anything about politics. That guy has navigated the politics of Hollywood, which is far greater than the politics of a state. I promise you, it's a bloody business, and he's navigated it successfully. But I want you to know we have those guys that may be good people, but they're Trojan horses that lead to a blue Texas. The difference between our governor and a Ron DeSantis is Ron DeSantis says it and then he does it. 5 days after he does it, our governor, after putting his finger in the wind and listening to popular opinion, he says the same thing, but then he doesn't do it. It's time we begin to do things and make the Texas that we know, the one that's defined in our history books, be great again. It starts with a vision, seeing beyond our boundaries, seeing beyond our horizons. See, right now we're encompassed by four walls. We don't know what's going on out on the street right now. We don't have a vision for that. Right now we're being blindfolded. The wool is being pulled over the head of Texas. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people out there who are uninformed, misinformed, uneducated, unintelligent in many cases, and just plain ignorant to what's going on in Austin. And let me tell you, if nothing else, my goal is to show you the problems you didn't know you had. So that's what we're working on, because I have a vision that sees beyond the wool that's being pulled, the shade that's being thrown. And that vision leads to a passion. And I've talked to a lot of passionate people out here. A lot of folks out here with a lot of great causes, and there's a lot of soapboxes out here, and I value every one of them. I've talked to folks who are for vaccination choice, whether it be your children or with this coronavirus nonsense, and I support that choice. I support exemptions. In fact, I want exemptions to not exist. You shouldn't have to ask the government for permission on how you treat your body or how you raise your children. I believe passionately in a secure state that is a sanctuary for the Second Amendment. I believe in a place where we secure our borders. I believe in a state where we determine our legislation and not 2.5 million unelected bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. that are reaching their greedy, bony fingers into Texas and taking our resources. I believe in true energy forms, not the green crap. And by the way, those windmills are run by oil and gas. They are petroleum-based products. They're run by petroleum. Our number one resource in this state is oil and gas. What are we getting away from? It works. There are resources out there that can make us clean. There's hydrogen. There's nuclear. There's coal. We have to deregulate. We have got to stop letting government reach into these industries and stop our resources from being utilized more effectively by the average Texan. These are the things that have got to stop. I go back again. I'm very passionate about this. We do. There's material to finish that wall sitting down on the border. And it's laying on the ground, rusting. And there are men with hard hats sitting on it, waiting to go to work. We've got to finish that wall. We have got to press the Biden administration to name those cartels as international terrorist organizations. See, that changes the game, because now the guy up in Ohio who's a cartel gang member, he knows if he gets identified as an international terrorist, he's in prison for life. It's not so cool anymore to be in that gang. We've got to press that. And rather than having 25,000 National Guards men and women guarding the White House and the Capitol with a wall, there should be, the only guardsmen that should be in D.C. right now are the people administrating and pushing papers, and every last one of them should be on our border with our ICE agents and our Border Patrol agents with a surge that says no more. We deter, we detain, we deport, we defend. That's what we do. And you say, well, that's so it's just so cruel. It's so cruel. I'm not apologizing to anyone. You can't solve a crisis and still be politically correct. I'm passionate about these things because I've seen a vision for what Texas can be. We need to discipline ourselves. That is make our lives conform to that vision and say, by God, I'm not going off track. I'm not going to the middle of the road. I'm not going to compromise my convictions. I don't care what the lobbyists say. I don't care where the money comes in from. I don't care if China wants to buy the Sixes Ranch. I don't care if China wants to put another windmill up in Del Rio. I don't care. We're not selling our soul at the crossroads of history. Now it takes discipline. Because let me tell you something, it's real easy to see that money come in and those promises come in and just sell it out. But man, we are not creating a Texas right now that is tenable for the next generation. It's not. We are setting our children and grandchildren up for abject failure. And let me tell you something, Texas ain't red, guys. You look at every big city in Texas, it's as blue as can be. And you go down to Austin and you sit around the Capitol and visit with some of those folks, and I could write a novel called 50 Shades of Red of people who have sold out, and we don't know where they stand anymore. We got to get discipline back so that we accomplish the vision. And the final thing, and I'm going to shut up, we got to risk it. Risking means we are going to spend our lives to accomplish the vision. Men and women died. They died to give us Texas. They died.
Come on, Chad.
And I'm telling you, I don't know what history is going to look back and say about this generation of Texans. But if I have anything to do with it, it's going to be strong. It's going to be powerful. It's going to say there were people who stood and said, Texas is the Texas we always dreamed it would be. And we put Texas first. And Texas held the flag. They held the fort. And they defended the nation. Because if this place goes blue, we'll never see another Republican or conservative president for the rest of our lives.
Amen, sister.
Walt Mason said there's a man in this world that's never turned down wherever he chances to stray. He gets a glad hand in a populous town and out where farmers make hay. He's greeted with pleasure in deserts of sand and deep in the aisle of the woods. Wherever he goes, there's a welcoming hand. He's the man who delivers the goods. I want Texas to deliver the goods. Don't just say it. By God, let's do it. Let's be a people of action. Let's take risk. God bless you guys. God bless the great state of Texas. Let's make a difference, guys. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Nikki Hunter. I'm running for Arlington City Council District 3. It is an amazing pleasure to be a conservative here in Texas. It's just I'm fighting for our rights here in Texas, and especially our rights to have police, our rights to have guns, our rights to our property rights. So if you want to find me online, you can find me at www.nikki3.com.
Hi, I'm Andy, and I want to ask you a couple of questions. Sure. So when we talk about safety, and what does that mean? Because it's very arbitrary in our community right now. Like, wear masks, their thoughts on how they use the language.
I think it's a little bit confusing sometimes to me. Like you said, wearing a mask, it's not really that safe. Get the COVID-19 virus by wearing a mask. I think it should be your right. If you want to wear a mask, that's fine. If you don't, I don't think you should be forced by the government to wear a mask. That's my opinion.
What would you say that thinks that we're actually killing people by not wearing masks?
I don't think that's true. I work in a hospital, and there's plenty of that's not true. I think you can get COVID-19 just even if you're not wearing. There's people that wear masks that have still got COVID-19. So either way, I just don't believe it.
Wow. So what was your role in the hospital?
I work in healthcare administration.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, and we're rooting for you.
Thanks. Pleasure. Thanks.
Video.
Well, we got to say, come join us. We're here every Saturday and Sunday in Grand Prairie on I-20 here off of Great Southwest Parkway. We're here every Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 5. Please come out and join us. We stand for the country. We see the country's being taken over. We have a communist insurgency through this country run through the Democratic Party. They're using the Democratic Party as a mechanism to teach socialism to this country. and we got to stand up to that. And I know this because I'm a Vietnam vet. I fought the communists. We were over there to stop communism over there, but now we have communism right here, right now. And we have to stand up as a people and stop these socialists from taking over our schools and our children and the 619 Project and the critical race theory they're trying to teach in our school to our kids. The parents got to stand up and fight for this, and that's why we're here.